And the blue sky is up there. It's trying to get through the clouds, but at the moment it's all blowing around me. There is blue sky up there. I feel like it's going to clear very soon. It's a little windy. It's about 7 AM. Just heading away from Mount Jefferson now. I should be entering the Mount Hood wilderness shortly. But as I get up over this ridge here, it's pretty hard not to be in the moment, that's for sure. Very cold, very strong wind blowing, clouds ripping across the trail. It's really beautiful. Behind me I've got Mount Jefferson sticking out of the clouds. There it is. Try and focus on it. Mount Jefferson behind me up there. And hopefully I should start getting views of Mount Hood soon. However, it looks like the other side of this ridge, now I'm getting some views of it, it's still in the cloud. So, as soon as I get past these trees here, Mount Hood should be out there somewhere, but I can't quite see it yet. There is some snow just there, so there's a lot of snow up here, which is a bit of a surprise, but tell you what, I'm enjoying this morning's hiking a lot more than the last month or so of the fairly monotonous trail through northern Cali and Oregon. I mean, I don't mean monotonous, just very similar every day. Whereas now, I feel like we're getting a little bit closer to Washington and the terrain's really changing. I mean, that means hills, unfortunately. But yeah, today's going to be a lovely clear day, I can tell. It's just hiding at the moment, but it is stunning. There's big patches of snow here. If I can, I mean, there's cloud, and probably should get off this thing and make sure I take the right trail junction here. I don't want to wander off on the wrong trail, so I'll get some more stuff soon. Howdy. It's sometime in the afternoon, probably 4:30 or 5. Trail's starting to feel a little, well, I assume a little more like Washington, but I haven't really hiked there much, so I'm going to say a little BC-ish, because it's sort of getting quite wooded, got the tree moss going on. It's much cooler temperature. You can definitely, I think, starting to feel it change. I've only got, what have I got? 10, got less than 100 miles of Oregon to go now. The rough plan is I've got about 5 or 6 more this afternoon. It'll take me to just over 30 for the day, 30 to 31 miles for the day. Did 30 yesterday. Tomorrow, if I did another 30, I could be at Timberline Lodge for dinner. However, Timberline Lodge is kind of famous with PCT hikers for what's going on in here? Their breakfast buffet. They have a breakfast and a lunch buffet, which is supposed to be one of the best meals on trail. So the dinner is not a buffet. I'm sure the food's still good, but it's also not a potentially cheap place. Doesn't really bother me, but I'll see how I feel tomorrow. If I happen to be close by in time for dinner, I'm sure I will end up going there for dinner and then camping nearby, because I love breakfast and a breakfast buffet sounds pretty good. So the two options are basically get there for dinner or just have a slightly shorter day in the mid to high 20s, and then have a few miles in the morning for breakfast the next day. Then leave the buffet with, I think, about 50 miles to go till Bridge of the Gods, which is the bridge over the river into Washington. So, excuse me, after today, 4 days left of Oregon, which is pretty exciting. It's amazing to have moved through a state so quickly. And I mean, I haven't broken any land speed records doing it, it's just such a smaller state than California, and the travel is a fair bit quicker. This morning was cool. Camped by a lake last night. I'm not sure if I just took any videos. It was a stunning spot with views of Mount Jefferson. And woke up this morning completely in cloud. The lake was misty and it was windy, and there was mist and cloud blowing everywhere, and it was very cool. I definitely like when it's like that. I think what I liked the most about it was impossible not to sort of be present in the moment, because as I ramble on a lot on these, I'm always somewhere else. I spent so much time being somewhere else and thinking about being here, and then now I've been here for so long, I spend a lot of my time being here thinking about being somewhere else. But this morning, with the wind and the way the cloud was just blowing across the trail, the noise in the trees, the patches of snow, the sort of impressive mountain peak of Jefferson coming out, it was it felt very real. It wasn't dangerous. It wasn't even slightly dangerous. But it had a feel. It had a feel like some weather was blowing in, like it was, it had your attention, kind of like when a storm's nearby, and you're just a little more aware than you may normally be. So I really enjoyed that. I wish it could be like that all the time. But today's been nice. There's been a lot of downhill today, which has been good. And we had some trail magic. Came into Eulalia Lake. Initially, just because of the store there, I was hoping to get cold beer and an ice cream. And some stove fuel, because for the first time on trail, I ran out of stove fuel last night. Normally I end up carrying a spare full canister for way too long, so I've been pushing and pushing, and I did the naughty and put a new stove fuel canister in my box I'm picking up at Timber Lodge, my resupply box. You're not supposed to do that. I figured it wasn't travelling very far, so there was basically zero chance it was going on an airline, and so I just put it in the box. Hopefully it's there, hopefully it didn't blow up, but unfortunately I pushed it a little bit too far, ran out of gas last night, but I was with some other people and was able to borrow some, thankfully. So now I owe either the German 2 tent stakes that I borrowed to reinforce my trekking pole, which is doing remarkably well, and also some stove fuel. However, the store today had some, so I bought some. I now am, as of tomorrow or the day after, will have more than enough stove fuel to get me through the rest of this trail. Interesting stuff, this stove fuel topic. But no, I can't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I went in to get stove fuel. There was a guy there doing trail magic, which was awesome. He hiked the trail last year. His name was Karaoke, and he had a barbecue set up and a bunch of eskies with cold beer and cold soft drink and chocolate and table covered in chips and other things, and that was really awesome. So I got a couple of burgers and a hot dog and a couple of beers and a soft drink and some chocolate, and yeah, I had a good time. It was a nice couple of hours to sit and relax. Unfortunately, it meant that by the time I left there at about 1 o'clock, I'd only done maybe 11 miles. Normally by 12, I've done 18 to 20. So a little behind schedule. But the hiking temperature today has just been, I think the temperature today, it was only supposed to get to about 80, just over 80 degrees Fahrenheit, or was that mid-20s, maybe high 20s, I think mid-20s. So, I mean, I've barely broken a sweat. It's been great. I mean, tomorrow's supposed to be more of the same. So, hopefully it stays that way into Washington. I did wake up this morning just soaking wet. I had my tent fully open like I normally do, just because I like to feel as outdoorsy as possible. So I had all the doors open. but just condensation on the outside, on the inside, all over my sleeping bag. So I think that's something I'm going to be getting used to again for a while. In going to Washington, where I expect at some stage it's going to start raining soon, and you know, it may even start snowing by the time I get out the northern end. Washington's going to be just under 500 miles, I think. So it's still going to be at least 5 more weeks, but probably less. No, sorry, not at least 5 more weeks. Probably at most 5 more weeks. Should be less than that. But yeah, depending on the season, depending on the year, depending on the winter, may or may not see some snow, well, some fresh snow. We'll definitely see some snow still on the ground. But yeah, we'll see. It'll be good. For now, I'm just rambling. I'm just walking downhill rambling. I'm going to go back to listen to a podcast and doing the last of these miles for today. Feeling pretty good though. My feet are feeling, other than as sore as you would expect after walking over 2,000 miles, they actually feel pretty good. Everything else is currently in fairly good working order. My hunger is, it's weird how, I mean, I know I was just saying a few days ago, I just wasn't hungry. I was only eating for this because I knew I should, and I had the food, and I know roughly how much food I eat per day, and that hasn't changed for a long time. So I was still eating the food, I just wasn't really feeling like I needed to. I wasn't really feeling hungry. And now I've gone back the other direction, and I could eat all the food at the moment. Eat all the food, but again, I've had the hiking diet for myself dialed in fairly consistently for a while now, so I just keep eating the same old thing. But yeah, body's working well. I'm not even taking any ibuprofen or anything at night anymore for my feet. Yeah, maybe preventatively I should, but I really don't like taking that stuff or any stuff, so until it starts getting bad again, I will stick with just nothing. Anyway, yeah, rambling, boring. I'm sure you're all bored. I'm bored. I'm bored speaking. So I will wrap this up.